Our stock market forecast at Cantu Tactical Wealth Management. My name is Joe Cantu. Today is April 18th, 2026. Ronald Liston and I wanted to give you a look into the future. I will be talking about three areas. Number one, our current portfolio holdings, and then a look into the future after the Iran war and energy prices. Let's get started. We like owning the top 5 industry sectors at Cantu Tactical Wealth Management. We're a tactical money manager, not a strategic money manager. So out of 11 sectors, we prefer to own the top 5. That is our goal. Now, if you look inside the portfolio, we have several artificial intelligence stocks. We believe we're at the forefront, and it's going to grow for the next 7 to 10 years. For example, we own NVIDIA and we own AMD, and we have other tech stocks as well. And the rest of the portfolio is rounded out in the broad market. Now, where are things going after the Iran war? Let's talk about that. And we do believe that Wall Street believes the Iran war is coming to an end. We think that simply because you can see the market starting to rally and get back on track. As you well know, the stock market does not like uncertainty. But as certainty starts to prevail, it appears that the market gets back on track, which is where we are today. Now, I have lived in Miami for 23 years, and my neighbor to the left of me was from Cuba. My neighbor to the right of me, they were from St. Kitts. Just this past week, I bumped into somebody who was from Cuba, and they still have many relatives in Cuba. He believes in the next 30 to 90 days, President Trump will refocus his direction from Iran over to Cuba. He believes they will be free. Now, what's interesting, I bumped into another individual who was stationed in 1989 when the Berlin Wall fell. And they told me how the Polish people, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, they all got their properties back that were taken away in the 1930s. So I believe as well that the Cubans, many of those will get their properties back that were taken away by the Castro regime. Now, let's talk about the United States companies that had properties taken away. So this individual that I bumped into from Cuba, he said, Joe, if you remember, he says, Hershey's had a cocoa plant in Cuba. He says, I believe they're going to want that cocoa plant back to make chocolate. And then he says, think of all the hotels. So looking into the future, what we have done at Cantu Tactical Wealth Management, we have positioned 3 particular companies in the growth portfolio called the Momentum Strategy. And it's Hershey's, Tyson Foods. We believe that the poultry industry will move into Cuba and start buying up farms. And then also we own Marriott. And if you notice on Friday that Hershey's, Tyson Foods, and Marriott were starting to move up. So again, we believe that's kind of a look into the future. The other interesting fact is this fellow that I met from Cuba. He said that if all his relatives had to vote today, they would vote to be the 51st state of the United States. They are so excited in Cuba right now. He believes, again, in the next 30 to 90 days that they will be free. We also believe that could be another catalyst to cause another stock market rally. You know, Trump has his own agenda, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. You know, you still have Venezuela, Greenland, Canada. Anyway, now let's talk about energy. I have many clients and friends that work in the energy industry in Houston, and they believe once the Venezuelan oil starts flowing in to the United States over the next 3 to 18 months that energy prices are going to fall. They're concerned if it goes below $60 a barrel, but they do believe that you could see possibility of below $2 at the pump for gasoline prices. Anyway, it's a concern for Houston, but the rest of the world will benefit. Again, now let's look into the future. What is a good place to start positioning assets as prices of energy starts to fall? Well, who uses energy? So you can look at the airlines, you can look at cruise ships, transportation, trucking industry. I mean, I can go on. It even benefits utility companies who use a lot of energy and oil as well. So again, that's a look into the future, and that is our forecast at Cantu Tactical Wealth Management.